Mike, just to start, a little bit of disruption this week, obviously, with the positive case and 9 guys missing out on this Sunday's fixture. Can you talk about just the medical processes that have been in place and the good work of Dr. James Robson just to really keep us safe?
Yeah, it's been a funny old week. It's kept us on our toes. Obviously, a bit of disruption with what's happened. 9 guys out of the game now, but it's brilliant in the way that we've been able to deal with it. In particular, the medical team, David Edge, our manager, organising how swiftly we moved to combat the issues that we've had.
Just looking at the team itself, really balanced 23 across the board. Just going to pinpoint one guy, Matt Scott, skipper, back on his home ground. It's his first international game in 4 years. Can you talk about him? And you've obviously played with Matt. What does he bring to the table?
Yeah, Matt, I played with Matt with Edinburgh. I think he got his first cap when I was still playing. So that shows he's a little bit older. But he's played fantastically well. Probably his last 7-8 games for Leicester have been outstanding. And we started watching him and say, hey, Matt's starting to go well. And with each week, he built that momentum. So we're delighted to have him back in, and for him to be captain as well, showing that experience. He's one of our squad fathers. So he's desperate to do well in that role and play well at his home ground.
Just looking at the last 48 hours, what has been your message to the boys? I've heard you've used the word opportunity a lot. What is the opportunity for this young squad?
Opportunity comes in many different forms and for many different reasons. And the team that we're able to put on the pitch, the 23 we're able to put together as a squad, is a really talented squad. There are issues that we've had along the line. Some guys haven't had a huge amount of training time. Some guys didn't think they were starting. But it's how you take your opportunity. International rugby isn't easy. So we expect the players to step up and play to their best level.
Now, obviously as a former scrum half, we've got to talk about the 9-10 axis there. 2 young players, Ross Thompson just won Player of the Season at Scotstoun, and at the other side of the M8, Charlie Shields had an exciting season as well. What do you expect them to bring to the table, and how can they have a positive impact on the game?
Well, Charlie in particular, we've been watching him for some time. He came out to the tour in 2018, I think it was, out to Argentina, as someone we felt had lots of potential. He struggled a little bit with game time, but we still saw that talent. He's been getting more game time this season, and we're delighted that he's now got that opportunity to make that step up. With Ross, Ross probably wasn't anywhere near the Glasgow team at the start of the season, wasn't even training with the first team squad. And he's a good story behind this opportunity theme of he had an opportunity and he took it. I think the first game he was man of the match, ended up being the Glasgow Player of the Season. So we expect a lot from Ross now.
Now England, from senior to age grade level, notoriously big ball carriers and strong at the breakdown. Our own back row, we've got some really exciting guys there, uncapped players, Josh Bayliss, Rory Darge, playing well for their clubs. What sort of impact will they have, and what job have they got ahead of them on Sunday?
It's a really exciting blend of back row. Josh Bayliss and Rory Darge, as you mentioned there, really breaking into the scene this year with the performances they've had for Bath and for Glasgow. And Magnus as well. Magnus has been in the wilderness for 18 months, a couple of seasons with Scotland, and he's got a big point to prove. He's got a lot of physical attributes, and we're looking forward to seeing them on the pitch as well tomorrow.